Kel, what do you call him? Shane Van
Shane
Gizoval?
Van Shane Van Gisel.
No, the 11th
Um,
obviously doesn't show that just because of getting shuffled on those
Are,
couple of
are you
weekends.
kidding me?
Well, still.
Stand and wave and make some noise. It is
What's going on, everybody? Welcome in to another edition of the Tuesday Track Talk, episode 131, with your Three Stones Pit Crew. I'm your tire changer Cam,
Jack Mankel.
and your gas man Cam.
and we've got a jam-packed episode coming off of a jam-packed Memorial Day weekend of racing. We got a ton of news to talk about here. We're talk about some local racing that we had up here over the weekend, and then we'll hit on obviously the two big ones. The Coke 600 and the Charlotte Field weekend there, and the Indy 500. We'll crown our Wheelman of the Week, the prestigious Wheelman of the Week, and we'll look ahead to what's coming up for the week. So as always, be sure to like, comment, and subscribe. Hit the bell so you can then get some notifications when we post stuff. But otherwise, what's been going on, fellas, since you last reconvened with each other?
It's a weird week, right? Holiday on Monday, which obviously a much deserved holiday. The holiday on Monday gives the week a weird feel because I'm like sitting here, I'm like, man, it's only Tuesday, but it's like, no, it's Wednesday. And this also throws our schedule off because usually we're a Monday night crew, but this week we're a Wednesday night crew because racing and life. And
That
so,
damned old work and
yeah, so it's just kind of a weird week. And you get up tomorrow, you go, well, it's Thursday already. So, um, and I've started over my shoulder here, started laying stuff out for the big adventure for next week. So started to pack for the dream trip. So yeah, kind of just been one little thing at a time I had to think about here. I'm just kind of grabbing stuff out of the closet and laying it out, and it's always gonna be the toughest. You got 15 racing shirts that you want to wear, and you got 4 nights to wear them. So that'll be the
well,
decision. That'll be the decision every day.
the thing for you that you've got as an advantage is that you don't have to pack for as many days, whereas I've got
Yep,
3 or 4 additional days that I got to pack for. So
yep. So um, yeah, that's just kind of been my project. So just kind of starting to gather things up, and as I'm thinking about things, just kind of starting to get ready for this big trip.
heck yeah,
So yeah,
yeah, not a not a ton here. Um, yeah, obviously busy weekend. Um, Spent some time down in Iowa and watched some racing, and yeah, getting ready for just the weekend already. Feels like it's just I'm all in a tizzy right now. So waking up tomorrow's Thursday already, Friday Junior, and then the weekend hits and off we go. So yeah, but we got some racing to talk about, and no shortage of storylines and topics and everything. So ready to rock
yeah,
and roll.
yeah. Let's do that. Let's jump into the news here real quick. Cam, I think you wanted to take this first section of news.
Yeah, and we might as well just talk. Might as well just say this is the Craftsman Truck Series news section here. So, um, kicking things off here, Parker Retzloff will run the 62 for Breesen in the trucks in Nashville. And then, correct me if I'm wrong, that was the announcement in partnership with Legacy Motor Club. So,
yeah.
uh,
Yeah,
I'm we'll claim Parker as our own too. Homeboy from Wisconsin. So, um, yeah, he is doing putting himself on the map with what he's been doing. And I should say what he has been doing and then what he's currently doing.
yep.
Obviously I don't know. He was a team's best kept secret, but he is not a secret anymore. dude, it gets the most out of his equipment. Feels like week in and week out. So interesting pairing there, and excited for that. Staying here in the truck series, like I said, Stephen Parsons will race the number 4 Nice truck at Nashville. So Nice is filling that ride with Parsons, and we'll stay tuned for another news topic there later with Nice. Landon Huffman, he will be in the trucks at North Wilkesboro for Henderson Motorsports in the 75 with support from Cletus McFarland. So when Cletus isn't in the truck, he is got himself, or when he's not behind the wheel, he's got himself in the news someplace in the racing world. So yeah,
Well,
Landon Hoffman.
they're doing a little crowdfunding for that too. Cletus didn't just outright buy the entire race for him. He said he gave him most of the support. For $250, you can get some shirts and your name on the truck too. So they're doing a little crowdfunding deal for that as well.
Heck yeah.
Staying in the truck series, Daniel Dye, working his way back after his after what happened earlier in the year. He will run.
Vacation.
Yeah. He will run the number 20 for BMR at Nashville, Michigan, Kansas, and Charlotte too. So he's back in the truck series with a different team. Jesse Love, he will be in the number 77 for Spire, and Raja in the number 7 at Nashville. So Jesse Love hopping in that truck, and Raja in the 7. Dirt late model guy getting another shot here. Carson Ferguson gets another crack at the Ram truck race for Nashville this weekend. So this is a second go around, and correct me if I'm wrong, he was in it for Bristol.
Yep.
So another opportunity for him and with that team. And then touching on it again, like I said, when he's not behind the wheel, he's in the news, but he's in the news now because he is behind the wheel. Cletus, he will run truck race for Nice in the number 4 at Michigan. So Cletus continues to get experience and seat time across the series. So that'll be excited to see what he does at Michigan.
We wrapping up the NASCAR news, couple little things. Legacy kind of slipped it in there that JHN's going to get another year in the Cup season. That'll be his 4th season, a kind of a little bit of a sponsor promo, and then they just kind of said they will support JHN next year. So kind of slid that in there on everybody. Beard Motorsports, Casey Mears have added Pocono to their schedule. They're trying to get Mears to his 500th start. His plan is to get his 500th in November, I believe.
I think Homestead is where he's planning on getting 500.
That's the plan, is to try to get him to his 500th at the end of the year here. So with the Charlotte debacle, they had to add another one, so that's where they're at. The National Motorsports panel upholds the penalty and fine for Ryan Preece and the Ty Gibbs deal, so their appeal did not go through. So that will stand. In some NASCAR Wheelman Modified Tour news, Kyle Bonsignor and Ron Silk, they're taking time, kind of cutting back or taking time off from the Wheelman Mod Tour. Long and the short of it, both of them alluded to the tire change, the tire situation, basically being too much of a gamble, spending money to travel and race, and just the inconsistencies of it have created issues that they're just kind of, for the money to spend to do it, they're not willing to take that chance. So those guys are kind of backing off. Those guys have been two staples for that series as well, especially Silk. Both
Multi-time champ.
Yeah, and both multi-time winners in the series as well.
Yeah.
Two little bits of late model stock news. Brendan Queen, he'll run 7 late model stock races for Lee Pulliam Performance. That slate will start on June 13th. And then we got a little bit of a teaser on this one, but Derek Kraus making his Cars Tour late model stock debut. He'll run for Shane Wilson, who was his former chief in the Truck Series. So he'll run that race this weekend. Well, hopefully, run that race at Langley. So just posted the car on Instagram and everything. It is a sharp looking 62. I'll tell you. The orange and black and white looks good. So hopefully that thing is fast.
They came out with their entry list as well. I think there was 31 cars on the entry list. 28 are locked in qualifying, and then there's 2 provisionals.
So only one car doesn't make the show.
So he's got to make the top 28.
I didn't know if it was 20, 22 or 24, so I was kind of wasn't really sure what the full situation was there because Cars Tour, it's qualifying and provisionals, and then pack your shit.
That's it.
So
Yep.
I wasn't fully sure on that situation, so I just kind of left that where it was. But
28 is
yeah, he'll be all right.
So
we have it.
Taking the last little bit here, jumping into the World Outlaw Sprint Car side of things. Big Game Motorsports has been fined $2,000 by the World Outlaw Sprint Cars Series for missing a mandatory appearance as part of their Platinum program. We figure it's probably the appearance at the Hershey School down in Knoxville. David Gravel was there. The team was not, for whatever reason.
Yep.
So, take that for what you feel like it's worth. But they're taking that money and probably use it for this bounty that the World Outlaws at Houston has set up. $100,000 bounty for any non-World Outlaw driver that can win the High Bank Nationals finale here in a couple weeks, 6-4 in a month. 620 is that one. So it's a potential $400,000 to win race for any non-World Outlaw guy there. Which I'm going to say right now, Houston's runs through Buddy Kofoid. Dude is withdrawing all their money right now.
Yep. I would find it hard to believe that Big Cat wouldn't be there.
Where?
Huset's.
Didn't I not read that he's going to Skagit that weekend?
Oh God.
Hold please.
But anyhow,
that's why I said there's a rival. That's why I said there's a rivalry there. Because I thought I read that Skagit
You
poached.
are correct. Yep. They're gonna have Skagit's gonna have their Jim Raper Memorial Super Dirt Cup. A lot of drivers already are getting announced for this.
For that one's for 100K. It's true though, right?
Yep, 100K for that one. Brad Street's one of them guys. The hottest guy in a sprint car right now, Aaron Reitzel's gonna be there.
is Skagit?
Yep.
Yeah, I mean he is lava hot right now.
Stay tuned.
Flow Racing did post their so far their total purse for the Dream was up to $715,000. So that's currently what the purse is up to. But yep.
And then the final bit of news here. This is the elephant in the room, and I mean we got to at least address it, right? Everybody is as shocked as we are with this, and everybody's knowing about this. But Kyle Busch, after fighting a severe illness, passed away at the age of 41. Everybody's pretty much said everything that needs to be said when it comes to that. So we won't add a whole lot more to it. If we do, we'll probably do our own little special episode. We'll kind of look in the history of Kyle Busch's career, Kyle Busch Motorsports, the effect that he's had on drivers in the sport and everything like that. So won't be a lot mentioned today, but we will plan on having a little special episode to be determined on that one as far as just the world that was Kyle Busch. So
yeah, it's putting that in the news. There's too much there to try to cover it in a reasonable amount of time along with.
It deserves its own deal.
Yeah, the honor of it, right? Like the cast that he put on the motorsports world is insane. So to dive into that and really look at the net that he cast and sit down and really, look at what he did as a driver and what he did as a team owner. That deserves its own in its own right. So
Yep.
Yeah, that was about, yeah, everything that said needed to be said. Awful, terrible, shocking. And yeah,
yeah,
he deserves, yeah, his impact goes far beyond his own car and team. The amount of drivers that have driven for him in the truck series and who he's helped. Um, yeah, he leaves impact far beyond himself. So I feel like it's only can't say, like you said, a whole lot that hasn't been said about him, but um, yeah, we will definitely be diving into the legacy of um, Kyle Busch at a later date. So terrible news.
I think it's kind of one of those you'll remember where you were at when you first heard it
yep.
type of thing. So, all right. Any other news bits you guys want to throw in before we move on here?
I think I'm good thus far.
No,
Okay.
let's rock and roll. Let's
All
talk about
right.
racing.
Absolutely. So, we're basically going to hit Saturday and then Sunday is pretty much what we're going to do here. So first, we're going to talk about the Midwest Tour, the ASA Midwest Tour, the Salute the Troops 100 at Jefferson this past Saturday. I was boots on the ground for this one. Kellen, I believe you were able to watch basically the entirety of this race.
Yep.
So that's, I mean, first thing that I really want to point out is that she took a while for us to get going on this one.
A little uncharacteristic, and I know Jefferson's tight quarters, but a little bit uncharacteristic. They moved the feature up a little bit. There was the potential for some weather. Maybe that had something to do with the urgency, but uh, yeah, the urgency was very high,
Yeah.
very early. It just
The
guys
boys
wanted
were
to go.
showing it.
Yeah, and the boys wanted to go and wanted to go now. But I mean, it started right away, right? There was a couple. It was lap 3, right?
Yep.
Um,
Yeah.
Fredrickson, Cody King, and then Vandergeest spun just to keep himself out of trouble. But those guys got together, and then it just kind of it took us a little bit to get laps in.
Cautions, bread cautions type of deal. And I
Yeah,
tell you, like that King spin, it happened twice, both with Cody King and Summers that we'll talk about here in a little bit. Slow spin in one. Just got that tap in the rear. You could just slowly see him start to spin, and then when he was getting it to it, finally kicked around type of deal.
yep,
But and then that ensuing restart coming out of 4, Jaden Johnson just plowed that thing into the wall.
yeah. Kind of, they kind of check up, or somebody spin in front of him, and he was trying to
It was
remember,
just a checkup. Yeah.
and he kind of went to miss him, and he hung her right, and I think he had it locked up, and that thing hit the fence pretty hard. Um, so that was another fast race car that was kind of out, and then
Which I think
Monday,
Monday
yep,
wrinkled it up in that instance. Yeah.
yep, he found himself wrinkled up a little bit, and then it was just from there. It was a little bit of attrition, to be honest.
Yeah.
Stanjem had motor a little overheating a little bit. Goralski lost his brakes. Edmonds had issues. So they just kind of one by one kind of pulled to the infield. Nason spun off of 2, kind of was that by himself.
Yeah.
Spun by himself. He tapped for what it was worth.
He wasn't having a very good race either and just took the opportunity to
Yeah,
yeah.
that was his chance to just. The car was in one piece yet. They put it back in the trailer the way it was.
Yeah.
Um, and then another guy, we've talked about a handful of guys, just like what's the guy got to do to catch a break? And this is a guy we've said this now for over about a year.
Yep.
Bryce Miller, right? Like what does a guy have to do? Um, has brake rotor fire under caution.
Was finally putting a race together.
Ran in the top five, went to the back, drove through the field, like was having a good day. Was just honestly having a workman-like good day, and then
Whatever happened to that brake
unraveled.
rotor just.
Unraveled.
Yep.
Yep. And that was the end of the day for him, unfortunately.
Yep.
The one you kind of mentioned a little bit earlier, Summers and Sauter get together. Both ended up going to the tail. That was with 15 to go. But in reality, the whole race was the field chasing the 7.
Oh yeah. And Paulie was just on a tear. There was some restart flights that him and Vandergeest would kind of go at a little bit, but ultimately Schaefer he's won that race before. He's always run good there.
Yep.
Whatever it is, that car was just on rails.
Yeah.
Do what he needed to do with it.
Yeah. He could just fire off, and it was going to be, can anybody catch him?
Yep.
So,
Farrell
yeah.
was able to, at least on the restarts, was able to kind of keep up a little bit too. He was kind of taking advantage of that very low line coming out of 3 to kind of get some momentum going down the straight. The other thing too that I forgot about was Johnson with the invert that he got thanks to his daughter. Um, uh, with the attrition and the cautions that were playing out, he probably passed 10 cars without even actually passing them.
Oh yeah. Absolutely.
It got to like 15 laps in, and we're like, oh, Johnson's already like 6th. Whoa.
Yep. Yeah, that 13 invert was tough. 7 with the roll of 6. For a 100 lap show, that's pretty deep.
Oh yeah.
So, but yeah, again, staying out of trouble and just found a good finish at the end of the day.
Sauter showing that again, he's a threat in a race car. Qualifying, maybe a little bit of work,
Yep.
but in a race, when it comes race time, boy, he's a threat.
That car he's showing that car has got speed, and he's finding himself in the mix.
Yep.
He will find himself one this year yet. I'm going to say that now. It might take a little time, but he's going to find himself one.
Yep. Yep.
You're starting to see it every week. It's just the consistency is there, the speed is there, and it's just one by one. You got to be there to get the experience to know what you got to do, right? So that also is good as a part of his quickie deal as well. So
yep. We were mentioning Schaefer earlier. I'm looking at the rundown for this one. Farrell led laps 1 through 10. Schaefer 11 to 22. Farrell got a lead on a restart, and then Schaefer from lap 24 all the way on to the 100.
So he read probably what, 85 laps?
Yeah.
80 laps?
Yeah, because Farrell led 11.
Yep.
So
Yeah.
Sean Shield crossed the line second.
Yep.
As we always say, ended up getting himself a bowl of ice cream afterwards at the old Dairy Queen, the old DQ.
Yep. Yeah. We got to the bottom of it. No really word from the tour on that, but we did figure out what went on there. But yeah, looking at the results sheet, that was kind of one of those. Oh. So
It was acknowledged that he was disqualified looking at a
result sheet.
looking at the article here that's posted coincidentally enough, but Kevin Ramsell. Yep, being you on the same page with that. But either way, Um, yeah, but was acknowledged. But yeah, we think it was a wheelbase on
Yep.
that one.
Wheelbase issue, measurement issue. But
Yeah.
anywho,
But again, overall, like Midwest Tour, once we got rolling, classic Midwest Tour race, hard racing throughout the field, tight quarters, just
yeah,
another solid race. So,
absolutely.
running through the top 10 here real quick, because actually the top 10 was really the only cars that were on the lead lap. Paulie Schaefer obviously wins that one after coming from the fourth position. Levon Vandergeest, second. Casey Johnson, third. Ty Fredrickson was fourth. Cody King was fifth. Gabe Sommer, sixth. Ryan Farrell, seventh. Penn Sauter, eighth. Mitch Haver, ninth. And Nick Egan rounds out top 10.
Yep.
I obviously wasn't boots on the ground, didn't get to see that race. So I let you guys take most of that. But two thoughts I have. One, for somebody who was, you know, supposed to be retired, Austin Nason sure seems to be
Not
chomping at
retired.
chomping at the bit every opportunity he's got to get behind the wheel. So um
Uh, his kid was racing. The story that they said on the stream is his kid was racing the bando, and he said, "Dad, you should take the car with you."
Okay,
so I
sure.
mean we're not gonna complain. Well, I guess I will complain that he's
Because
gonna
you know that Bando probably rolled out of that Nathan Hauler to start off with.
Guaranteed.
I won't complain about him racing unless he's beating Kraus for the top spot. But um obviously sport's better with him on the track. So yeah, I just thought that's interesting for somebody who said he's retiring. You see him in a lot of these races, and then also the other one going with seven. Paulie Schaefer needed that one.
Oh,
It's like over the last year and a half, like he's had a struggle and tough go of it with breaking stuff, smashing stuff up. So I feel like the last real signature win for him was what was WIR when he was running
yeah, he
from the
won the
Wolves.
Dixieland.
Yep.
Yeah. So um good for him and that wild hair to get back in victory lane.
Absolutely.
Best here in the Midwest.
Yep.
So, no, good for him. Again, great race. Um, Jefferson's tough on equipment as always. Next one up is Norway. Go ahead and back to Norway.
Yeah. It should be Saturday the 6th, I believe.
Yep.
So there you have it.
So, cool. Any other final thoughts here before we move on to the Sunday festivities of Memorial Day weekend?
No.
No,
Cool.
and it was a big one.
You guys want to touch on the Indy 500 first? Or you want to touch on Charlotte first?
I think we briefly go ahead.
If you go in order, it's the Indy first.
Which might as well cover that because I think we're gonna have a lot to talk about with Charlotte.
Correct. And I think all you have to say at the Indy 500 is you needed to watch the last lap. That was it.
You've got a point.
The race was great. I watched the whole thing. This is like the third year now in a row. I think I've sat down and watched the entire thing. Great race. They also had a little rain trouble at one point. Catherine Legs nod for the double ended in a wreck that she tried to avoid somebody who wrecked in front of her.
Actually, she unfortunately made the right move.
And just right move, but going that fast, what the hell are you gonna do, you know?
Yeah.
Um, but I mean, in reality, it was green flag stops. Um, Green flag stops, playing a little bit of the refueling game on the pit stops.
Now a couple
To
of
really,
cautions fell out.
yep, to really be able to manipulate the end of that race. But yeah, there's good storylines along the way. Handled the little bit of sprinkle in the middle well. I appreciate kind of how they handled that, and then at the end there, they just let the boys race her out because it was a red with what 8 to go.
Yep.
So it was a
And then a quickie yellow.
for a 1 lap shootout to finish the race.
Yep. Yep. Because there's no overtime for IndyCar.
So
500 laps is, or sorry, 200 laps is 200 laps.
yeah.
But
And then it was the last 3 corners of the race.
yep. I will say ECR, tough going for Ed Carpenter Racing, with Ed getting wrecked on the ensuing restart after the Catherine Legg and Ryan Hunter-A deal. Alexander Rossi with mechanical issues, Rasmussen with mechanical issues as well. So all three of those ECR guys, not a solid day. Will Power, boy, he's just got to get a monkey off his back. Mechanical issues for him as well, spinning out on the pit exit ramp to take him out of that. And then Joseph Newgard, after winning 2 years in a row, Indy has just come to bite him
Yep.
as of recent.
Yeah, for sure.
Which I don't know if you guys saw. He was in a boot on Sunday.
Yep.
Or
Didn't
sorry,
see
on
that.
Monday at the banquet.
Yep.
So hard hit, obviously, for him. Just tapped the grass and around she went.
Yep.
But
Grabbed a little bit of that green stuff.
yeah. But no, obviously what set up that ensuing restart, those couple of restarts, Kyle Collette just pounded the wall
Yep.
off of two, I believe it was. Just pounded the wall that set up that red flag. And then yeah, that ensuing restart afterward, a couple of restarts with Michael Schumacher spinning around. And then yeah, that restart afterwards. Most lead changes in Indy 500 history, which I know a lot of that's got to do with the aero and the runs that them guys were getting. But
Yep.
that set up a lot of action throughout the rest of the field with guys getting side by side and the just the amazing moves that those guys were doing as well. Uh, and then it came down to obviously then soon restart. Marcus Armstrong was in the lead on that restart. David Malukas, who was up there, led 30 laps of that race. Um, was up front the entire day essentially. Um, had man the best chance of winning that race that you could have.
Yep.
Um, and lost it by a nose, an IndyCar nose.
Yep. And looking at it, Penske finished 2-3
Yep,
with Malukas and McLaughlin, and then Meyer Shank was 1-5 with
yep.
Rosenquist Armstrong.
With their 2 car effort. Yep.
Yep. So a good finish for that crew. Collectively for them. So
Alex Palou was your lap leader, leading 59 laps. He ended up finishing 7th. Pit cycle just kind of shuffled him back and didn't really have a chance. Connor Daly, the fan favorite, he had himself a fighting chance, but same thing, pit cycle just kind of sent him back.
Yep.
But again, like that run that Felix Rosenquist got after he got around Armstrong in 3 and to build up that run out of 4 in order to get around Malukas was just work of art.
yeah, we were sitting there and we were watching. My dad goes, "He ain't gonna get there," and I'm like, "I don't know." Sure enough, he did.
Yep. Do you guys see the finish for third?
No,
3 wide photo finish for third.
that I did not see.
Yep.
Scotty Mack.
Scotty Mack.
Revenge tour.
Yep. Yep.
Yeah, they each finished 100th apart. In 06, and 07, and in 08. Sure enough.
So, yeah. Again, closest finish in Indy history. Just there's a reason why the Indy 500 is the greatest spectacle in the world. I will say, if there's a race, right, we're all NASCAR bread and butter, right? That's our bread and butter. We love it. But if there's one race that'll top a lot of the NASCAR races, it's that one.
315,000 people there.
Yep. Highest
And
purse ever too for that race.
I see the winner get 30 million. Winning
No,
team.
it was like 4.3, I think.
Well, I know, but in total.
Oh yeah, yep. Let's
It
say if you
was
give
up.
me a minute, I can pull it up.
I think it was up like from 21 million last year,
Yeah,
all in total.
just just
But
insane numbers.
yeah, I think to your point to what you just said about, I mean, I'll be the first to jump in there and say what a spectacle it is. I don't we don't watch a ton in I don't watch a ton of IndyCar at all throughout the year, but that's a must see. Like that was I had the TV going at 10 o'clock in the morning watching the pre-race, all that. Like so yeah, for us NASCAR guys, like that is it's a spectacle. And right, it seems to deliver every single time.
Yep.
And I don't know if you saw um, the in car from Rosenquist on the last lap. Do you guys know did you see him scrub tires?
Before that restart?
No, on the last lap as he was going around, I'll find it. But as he was making the pass, he scrubbed his left front on whoever he was passing, the right
Malukas.
rear. And I like it was I don't know how he hung on to it. Um, but yeah, that is yeah, closest finish. And like we said, we talk about NASCAR drafting and the runs you get.
That's a whole
IndyCar,
other ball.
that's a whole nother ball game, and it ain't over till it's over
Yep.
at that track and that race. So, um, yeah, that race was incredible.
You talked about the two things. One, Kellen, you talked about the rain. Not half an hour or 45 minutes after the checkered flag, absolute downpour.
Yep.
Would have ended that race 100%. And then we talked about the purse as well. Yeah, Felix got 4.34 for winning, which was up from 3.8 last year. The total purse was 30.9, which was up from 20.2, like Cam was talking about from last year. The average payout was $936,000. Talk about a hell of a way to end the month of May.
Yeah.
So things are, as Cam says, things are up and to the right on that one.
I just sent you guys a video, first like 20, first 20 seconds. You see it going into 1 and 2 there. Him scrub his left front tire.
Oh, so you're
Uh,
talking about when he was trying to get to his teammate.
yeah, when he was in third.
Oh yeah, right there. Yeah, that was when he was getting
So
side by side with his teammate.
yeah,
Yep.
that's going from getting the biggest, almost a disaster to getting the biggest win of your career. So, um, I think that would be the definition of living on the edge right there.
Also, looking at that in-car camera, them guys were so close. How many times to wrecking each other?
Oh, yeah.
I mean, even for teammates, they were not giving an inch.
Nope.
It's insane to watch, to be honest with you.
Yep. So again, just amazing. There's a reason why it's so high on my bucket list.
Yep. Absolutely. Any other final thoughts?
Oh, that was insane.
Jesus.
Yeah. But well, should we jump over to the NASCAR side of things?
Yeah, sorry, I was reading your other thing that you sent in the group chat there.
Yeah.
Um, Real quick before we do the NASCAR thing, right? Gotta talk about top 10. So yeah, Felix Ramos, of course, obviously wins it. David Lucas second. Got a feel for the kid, but strong showing for him. Scott McLaughlin third. Pato Award fourth. Marcus Armstrong fifth. VK sixth. Alex Palou seventh. Santino Ferrucci eighth. Roman Grosjean was ninth, and then Takumo Sato rounds out your top 10 for the 110th running of the Indy 500.
Yep. It's a must watch as well.
Yep. So
And get there, it's a must watch.
Yep. So, all right, let's jump into the world that is IndyCar, or sorry, Charlotte. Uh Rain-filled weekend. Just everything rain affected.
Yeah, trucks ran Sunday morning, right? Yeah,
Ended up being Sunday morning.
trucks ended up Sunday morning. I hate the race into a time limit, to be honest. They've had to do that
Um,
at other events too. I have a hard time racing to a time limit, to be honest, especially for
Yeah.
a NASCAR series.
And again, like it's again, right? You're trying to work with TV partners and other events, and
Yeah, so
well,
obviously racing, trying to get that race in before Fox's coverage flips right to the Indy 500.
yep.
So that wasn't helping the situation, but yeah, I just wasn't a fan of that racing racing to a time. So I don't know.
Um, it looked promising when we got to the 600 that we were going to get it all in, but then obviously Ma Nature came in and ruined that, which we'll talk about that here in a little bit. But
We
overall,
didn't
just
we didn't run a full distance in any of the three
nope,
races.
nope,
I mean, I'm surprised they let that O'Reilly race go green with the way how foggy it was.
yeah.
I'm surprised they let it go green. You're basically man and machine. You're basically out there on your own.
I think with that one, that was their only opportunity.
I
It's either we
know,
go now or not or we're never.
and you could see some of the blocks or some of the moves. Like probably could have credit to not having eyes in the sky to help you out, and it's not the
Yep,
spotter's fault either.
yep.
two
So
things, two things on that. I did. Uh, First part isn't funny. I did see something that said it'd only be fitting after what we dealt with Kyle Busch if it poured all weekend.
Yeah.
Um, and obviously, um, it did just that, and we weren't able to get anyone in any of those races. But um, yeah, that Xfinity race, sorry, O'Reilly's race, the most iconic tweet and video I've seen in a while was Hocevar. Love him or hate him, when that dude saw somebody blew up, he pulled out his phone. That video is iconic.
Yep.
Those cars going through the corner, and they just look like magnets. Bang, bang, bang. Like that is, yeah.
he was
Um,
on it. He said he watched that car blow up and he pulled out his phone. He was
so
on it.
what level of concern are we that if he can see that and he knows what's coming in NASCAR and race control can't see that?
I mean,
It happened right in front of him. I'll give him that. I
but you also
again,
got spotters that are supposed to see every part of the track. Of course, we say this, and then Watkins Glen happened with Cody Ware.
correct.
So,
Yeah, I don't know. I mean, it was just everyone was screaming on the radio.
yeah.
But at that point, it was too late. So, I mean, even Ross Chastain, leader of the race, was screaming but yeah, it was just too late. So, yeah. On the Cub side of things, kind of a wild, eventful day, to be honest.
And like when they were running, man, was that I felt like that was a very solid race.
Yeah, when they were racing, it was good. Uh, when they were when they were racing, it was good. A couple cars taken out early. Cindric,
That
Elliott.
that Cindric and Zelich one could have been a lot worse.
That one was rough. Briscoe goes out early. He ran
Yeah.
up front.
Yeah,
Uh,
Briscoe, Priest, and Dillon all taken out in that one wreck. Um, Elliott just losing it on his own.
yep.
No, I would agree. The racing product I felt like was very solid. Multiple guys, multiple lanes, and just classic game of chess.
Yep.
Are you gonna run your best line, or are you gonna run a line that's gonna take the car behind you's best line away? And you had a fair share of the old wall riders running the wall. You had the fair share of guys that were glued to the bottom, and you had your share of guys that, yeah, almost throwing like the old dirt slide job, starting up, starting low, driving it in there and sailing it up top on exit. So, um, like you said, when we were rolling, I felt like the racing product was very good.
Yeah.
Um, I would say this is probably the first time I've ever seen it or heard it, but how about when NASCAR threw the old lightning caution, the old weather
Yeah.
caution, and then all of a sudden it was like, psych, nope, get them back, keep them rolling.
Yep.
I
Yeah.
mean, kudos, I guess, right?
Yeah, I don't. That's just
Like exploring our options of like, hey, we're not just gonna take for like what that's worth. Like, all right, sure, there's lightning strike, but let's just say there's only the one strike. Coincidental, right? Like, hey, there's a weatherman that says, nope, you're good.
yeah.
Yeah.
Um, yeah, I guess it was, even some of the drivers in crew chiefs were a bit um bamboozled by that. But like you said, we're here to race,
Yep.
and I don't think one lightning strike as the storm passes by shouldn't set us their back 30 minutes. So,
Now
you know,
that set up some of those guys for the pit strategy that could have ultimately paid off for a few guys as well.
Yep.
You're going to give me a free caution, quote unquote.
Yep.
I'm going to take advantage of it.
Here's my chance to make a move. Yeah, of
Yep.
course. Just an FYI, race picks finished 3-4-5.
yeah, I was
Hamlin, Reddick,
pissed.
Larson.
Oh,
3-4-5.
I had Larson, and Larson had a good car, but just what he didn't have what it take to win.
he didn't have a Toyota album on the
Cor-
front of that car.
Correct. He had a top five car, but not a top three car. And yeah, on Sunday I was watching that and I'm like, you gotta be shitting me. Larson's running in the top five, and I got the worst race pick. Um,
Yep.
but I staying on that camp while we're on there right away. I mean, we've been banging this drum a little bit, but holy, the red flags and level of concern. This thing is pegged at burning hot at Hendrick Motorsports.
So I
I
got a
know,
comment.
I know William Byron, like he finished ninth,
Yep.
but holy shit. The whole, I don't know if you guys seen any of it. The whole Alex Bowman situation, Blake Harris relationship, it appears that thing is toast.
I
Um,
didn't see that.
they're just childish back. They were just childish back and forth, snarky comments on the radio. Um, and I think he was stuck in third gear.
Oh,
Um, he couldn't get it out. The lowest gear he had was third. So, um, Chase Elliott, he wrecked. Um, but yeah, I feel like right now that camp is, yeah, I don't know. I I guess I should maybe back it just a little bit because our expectations for them, let's be honest, they're sky high. Like,
yeah.
and
Well,
and they're doing respectable. They're putting together respectable work and finishes. Now it's William Byron workman like day to finish ninth, but dude, he had to work for that.
Well, so you made a comment of that. Like, our expectations are high when it comes to Hendrick. Like, I got a comment on, you call it the old spy weapon. I just call it TikTok. Um, a comment of, you have three guys in the chase with Elliott in fifth, Larson sixth, and Byron 12th. But to that point, right? Elliott's got 2 wins. Larson's got no wins. Byron's got no wins. It's just the expectation is so high with those guys. You've expected a couple more wins out of them. You expect guys to be in championship contention, not playoff contention.
And right, this was the halfway point of the regular season, correct?
This is
Or the start.
13.
So I guess I would have lost all my money if I would have had to place a bet that said we were sitting here after race 13 and Kyle Larson and William Byron were winless.
Yeah. I would have been with you on that.
Would have
Larson
lost
hasn't won in a year.
Larson hasn't been raced since his double.
Correct. And yet still won a championship, Rich, right? That's a whole nother discussion in its own right. But nonetheless,
Yeah.
That's crazy.
right? Like,
saying that out loud. He hasn't won in a year, but he won the championship. That's crazy to say out loud.
which makes that whole playoff format, the previous playoff format, when you put that comment in, you're like, "Yee, that's a little broke."
Do you know who had a good day?
Gibbs.
No. Our old boy Jizzy.
SVG.
Ooh,
He put together a circle track for the first time ever.
Yep.
dude, he was up there fighting.
He was mixing up for the
He
lead.
had a earned lead at one point.
Kel, what do you call him? Shane Van Gisel.
Shane Van Gisel.
Now, the 11th obviously doesn't show that just because of getting shuffled on those couple.
Are you kidding me?
Well, still, either like he was running top 10 the entire race.
That for him, he can look at that and go, boys, we had an excellent day.
Did you hear the comment? I didn't hear the actual radio communication, but one of the pit reporters said that this is fun. I'm having fun.
Well, yeah.
So
having fast race cars makes the sport racing a lot of fun.
Oh yeah.
So a couple things here on that. Two comments on Van Gisel is one, his teammate after Chastain went out. They asked him, and he's like, he's starting to tie it all together. Like Chastain just said, like he knows what he's got to do. I'm not surprised. He's got all the talent in the world, and so that's one. His teammate that says he's got exactly what he needs to be able to do it. But two, I think they nailed it. I think it was Junior on the broadcast that just said, we're going to, I think, 3 more road courses yet this year.
Yep. No, 2 more.
2 more.
2 more.
And Junior hit it on the broadcast when he said, I think it was him, said he doesn't need to light the world up and win these races. He just needs to finish top 15 and have a solid workman-like day. And we know any track you got to go right on, he's going to be top 5.
And so we said that at the beginning of the year too, right? If you can get consistent top 15s throughout the entire year and then use those road course races to jump you up in points, you're going to be sitting pretty.
Yeah, the other thing that this does is, you know what this does? That chair that's in the one car just by the week starts to get a little bit warmer. When he goes on there and says he's talented and he's starting to figure it out, and they're going to start going, okay, Ross, what's your plan? Because I just have an inkling. I think the silly season
Oh,
End of
it's
this
gonna
year
be.
it was way too calm last year for it to not go off the rocker this year. And
Yep.
unfortunately, as we alluded to it in the news section, one of those seats are going to change, not by anyone's choice. That is one of the many dominoes that are going to fall. Don't be surprised if Austin Hill gets a lot of seat in that 33 because I think they had him picked out to be the guy for that.
He's gonna be essentially our generation's Kevin Harvick.
Correct. And I just think the dominoes, it's the 48. I'm just going to say it. The 48 is going to change. Bowman's not going to be there next year.
Yep.
So is it Jesse Love? Is it someone
I'm
else?
I'm sticking on that Jesse Love train.
He's very polished. He's an O'Reilly champ. I can see them bringing him and Dan Stockman right with him.
Well, and Jesse Love jumping in that Spire truck, that Spire camp gets a little bit of help from Hendrick.
Correct.
Like there are some dominoes playing out already.
So who slides into that too? I could see it being Raja Cruz full time for a year. He's bouncing around between Junior and Jordan Anderson. Like he doesn't have a solidified ride. Him and Quapple are kind of in that same boat of like
I'm
bouncing around
still
rides. But the boat's going to get rocked, and it's going to get rocked hard when we start talking about silly season stuff.
I'm still throwing out the wild comment that me and you talked about on a phone call, what, 2 weeks ago? I would not be surprised, right? And I've seen things. I would not be surprised that RCR camp just shuts down that Xfinity program. You saw it with, or sorry, O'Reilly program. You saw it with Team Penske years ago when Blaney got promoted out of that ride and Cindric got promoted out of his ride. They just shut camp. Like,
You graduate your boys and then call it a day.
yep.
I think we can have a maybe next week or the following week we should do a mid-season check-in, and we should go down a list of whose seat is
Yep.
warm and who's scorching hot, because like we said, this is midpoint of the year, and I feel like we're already going down this rabbit hole of expectations that are being met, exceeded, or not met. And
Yep.
But back to the original point, all I'm saying is the rest of the field, the rest of the Cup field, they are in big trouble. After we see old Van Gisel will kick a rugby ball at an oval track.
If he
When
figures
that-
it out, everybody's worried. Yeah.
When that happens, when Van Gisel kicks a rugby ball at an oval track, the rest of the field is in big trouble, because
Yep.
then it's then
Then you know we're all, as they say in Billy Madison, big trouble. Oh,
One last point here on the race. Obviously, that had the rain played a factor into the strategy, and the huge benefactor of that was Daniel Suarez, obviously. Now, you got to give him his credit. He had 2 restarts that he had to hold off that entire Toyota camp in Larson, and he wheeled his car to hold them off.
he did. I'll give him that. I'll give him that.
And such is the world of racing and rain shortened races, somebody's going to play a strategy card that pays off.
Yeah. I mean, looking back on it, yeah, they say, well, let him race, but like at Charlotte, it was 11:30 already. They were an hour ahead of us. Like, at one point, you just have to call it a night when it just gets to be late like that.
When Junior made the comment of it's going to take an hour and a half to dry this track,
Yeah.
that sealed its fate.
Yeah, for sure.
Unfortunately, it's 2 of the past 3 years that rain has shortened this race too.
Yep. For sure. Yeah.
I saw on Jeff Gluck's poll, we haven't done one of those in a while. The old Jeff Gluck poll mentioned 80% was what the yes factor was for this one, which I think obviously there's 2 factors to why it shouldn't have been higher, because it should have been higher.
Yep.
The rain and Suarez.
Yep. 100%.
That race easily should have been a 90, in my opinion.
Would agree. I would agree.
But any other comments here before we rattle off the top 10 on this one?
Fire away.
So obviously we talked about Daniel Suarez, big win for him, obviously too with that Spire camp. That's 2 wins now for Spire on the year.
Him getting fired from Trackhouse is the best thing for him.
He said that too. Yeah.
True story.
Yep. Christian Bell finished the second, Hamlin third, Reddick fourth, Larson fifth, Ty Gibbs sixth, Ryan Blaney after more pit stop struggles comes in seventh. Joey Logano finally gets a decent run in eighth. William Byron ninth, and Zane Smith sneakily sneaks into the top 10.
Yep. Let me, as I think of this, just for a second. Our old boy Van Gisel, he's currently 14th in the points.
Again, just got to keep that consistency going.
He's ahead of Briscoe. He's ahead of Priest. He's ahead of Cindric, Logano, Chastain, Gilliland, and the Squirrels. He's chasing Bubba, Byron, and Brad K. Are the 3 cars in front of him. So Reddick still got a 122-point lead on Hamlin. Hamlin, Blaney, Gibbs, Elliott, Larson, Busher, Bell, Hocevar, Suarez, your top 10. So, yeah. This little points update for you.
Yeah. All right. All right. So let's move into our Wheelman of the Week section here. Is that our 16th of 2026? Man.
Yep.
And we got a slew of drivers here. I think I'll just do the classic. I'll rattle them all off, and then we'll make our decisions from there. I'm just gonna tell you, mine's already made.
Yeah,
Mine's
mine
already
too.
made.
But I'll rattle them off here.
Notable performances, yeah.
Yeah. First one up here, Aaron Reitzel. For the 20 to grand to win races, he's 6 for 9, I think, on the year so far in the races that he's entered. So it's just Aaron Reitzel because he's literally the hottest thing in sprint car racing right now.
Yep.
Michael Bilderback wins his 24th Big 8 race. This coming at Madison, which was his 4th win at Madison. Oliver Weinkoff, Jason's kid, I believe, wins his wins 2 Bando features on the season, or on the weekend, I should say. Friday at Madison and then Saturday at Jefferson. The aforementioned Paulie Schaefer dominates the Sloot Troops 100 at Jefferson as well. Felix Rosenquist wins the Indy 500 in the closest ever finish of the event. Tristan Swanson goes back-to-back and wins the Midwest Truck Series race at Golden Sands. That 31 Motorsports camp has got a little bit itself in a tizzy of that ride right now.
Yep.
And then Bobby Pierce wins back-to-back Show Me 100s, collects a 7,500 payday, coming from the B main as well.
Yep.
So, all right, fellas. I read them off. Who you got?
Rosenquist.
Felix.
Perfect. I already got the graphic in Google for you.
You already got it entered in the spreadsheet, too.
Of course I do. We'd be shocked if it was anyone else. Now, when you look at the depth of this for the week, like
It
is a massive amount of depth of the week, right? Like,
yep.
I put Weinkoff in there just because it's cool to see McCarn's doing McCarn's things. When you win your first feature at Madison, you get a picture with the track owner. He comes down to victory lane.
Yep.
He got his picture with the big boss. Like, that was cool. But wins both features on the weekend. You look at Schaefer, who finally gets back to victory lane, who struggled. Pierce goes back-to-back in the Show Me 100. He's probably He's currently the number 1 ranked dirt late model driver in the country.
Yep.
Swanson goes back to back in the ever tough Midwest Truck Series on a part-time schedule, who's now leading the points. And then I literally put in your Aaron Reitzel because why not?
Dude's on a tear.
The
honestly,
depth of the week is insane, but Rosenquist just did something insane to trump.
And honestly, it's almost a disservice. We're kind of doing Reitzel a disservice because he hasn't won Wheelman of the Week yet. I think he's got the most nominations going for himself right now. He just hasn't won it because there's other things that have played out.
Correct. So he'll get one at some point. Again, it's the same thing. He's one that I've already got in the category for driver of the year when we talk about that at the end of the year, right? But
dude,
yeah.
When you win the Indy 500 the way that he did in that one lap shootout, that entire lap,
yeah.
I mean, ice in his veins.
Yep, for sure.
So, all right, so Felix Rosenquist gets the 16th Wheelman of the Week for 2026. As we look ahead here, schedules are posted on all of our socials, but as we like to do here as well, we like to kind of highlight a couple of them here. Kel, I think I know where you're going, so I am just going to point out here, USAC Sprint Cars. They're racing at Knoxville this weekend. Obviously, Knoxville being the sprint car capital, we always think about wing sprint racing there. But the USAC sprint cars with the non-wings are going to be racing there this weekend.
One note for you, just real quick as I'm looking at it. IHRA did cancel already. They just pulled the pin on that this morning, actually. So
due to weather?
Yep. They did pull the pin on that as I'm just thinking about that out loud. As I'm kind of looking, it's just there's a lot going on this weekend, to be honest. I think when I look at it, right, there's a couple options for you. We talk about Alive for 5 super late models that are back in action for their Trickle 99. They got that rocking on Saturday. If you want to stretch as far as Monday, High Limit Sprint Cars are at Davenport. We are hopefully making that trip. Probably sounds like we are. But Cars Tour at Langley. That's the other one. I got to watch Kraus, so I'm going to be watching Kraus. Yep. So, those are kind of a couple that from a late model standpoint.
So I'm going to throw this question at you: going to Dell's on Saturday or not?
Probably not.
Fair enough.
Probably not, to be honest. So I'm going to have to I might short myself the trip to get more action
Yep, I know where you're getting at.
The digital space, I guess, is where I'm at with that. But
I gotcha.
Temporarily not. That could also change on Saturday morning too.
Sure. Okay.
So,
Cam, anything to add before we make some race picks?
No, I got the race winning pick.
You got the race winning pick. Well, you got to hope Kellen doesn't take it because he is first in this one. And I'm going off of our combined points from the Cup race and the Indy 500, by the way.
I'm still a whopping 200 back.
Pretty much.
I mean, can we? Golly. He's not going to go back to back.
Suarez, wow.
No, Blaney was the event winner of this race a year ago.
Correct.
Give me Hamlin again.
Damn it.
It is a really good pick.
He's gonna
pack so rock solid.
He was gonna pack some air on Briscoe. Hang on, buddy.
dude doesn't beat himself, and that is
Oh,
um we did it prior. I'll stay in the same shop. Give me Christopher Bell.
All right, you're gonna leave me the low-hanging fruit here.
Blaney,
You're goddamn right.
have at it.
That'll be code for he'll be spewing chocolate milk out of his mufflers about lap 26.
Dude.
Hold on, did
Blaney has literally gotten both ends of the deal. He has wrecked hard. He said he's had the softest, hardest wreck he's ever had at Nashville.
if he's
did
not blowing chocolate out of his mufflers, he'll be leading the race under when they come to pit road, and then he'll roll off about 34th. So,
Correct.
yeah.
But I'm going with it.
we did not get an entry list for the Alive for 5 yet, did we?
No.
I'm
I'm
trying
waiting
to
on a
find-
schedule of events too. So I can figure out how to plan my day.
The schedule of events is posted.
Oh, it is.
Yeah, time trials 4:30, racing at 6.
Oh, I'm talking like pits open here, bud.
Oh, I can tell you right now, I'm on the article. I'm gonna do something sneaky here because I might have to be finding ways to make complaints on you guys.
Well, picks already made here, guy.
Yeah.
Oh, I know, but
He's gonna start picking races that we should do race picks for races that only he watches.
Right? Well, I don't know what he only watches because he's got all the same services that we do.
Well, yeah, he's gonna be pull out like, oh, let's pick the street stocks at Marshfield Super Speedway. And he's gonna know about the only fast car there.
Schaefer's running the Live for 5. Just a heads up. But yeah, there you have it.
Okay. Yeah, so there it is. Another jam-packed episode of the Tuesday Track Talk. A lot of great points that we brought up, a lot of great racing that we covered there as well. And got some future episodes planned out as well. So as always, make sure to comment, comment, subscribe, hit that bell so that when those future episodes come out, you are notified of those episodes. As always, we always appreciate any feedback anybody's got. But until next time, we'll see you on next week's episode of the Tuesday Track Talk.